Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this session. In today's session we'll discuss about module 4. So in that we'll discuss about oscillators. In module 4 we're studying the concepts like amplifiers, then feedback amplifiers, and oscillators, and the last topic is the IC 555 timer. And in this session we discussed about oscillators. Oscillators are used in communication systems, and oscillators are used in many of the circuits to generate signal of different frequency. So oscillator is an electronic circuit which produces an output without any external input signal. Here the oscillator is a circuit that produces a repetitive waveform and the output without the application of an external input signal. So it will produce waveforms like sinusoidal waveform or non-sinusoidal waveform. If it produces a sinusoidal type of waveform, then it is called as a sinusoidal oscillator. If it is produce a non-sinusoidal waveform, then we will call it as relaxation oscillators in the. Generally, it receives a DC energy and changes it into a AC energy of derived frequency, and the frequency of oscillation depends upon the constants of the devices. In the oscillators, you're using positive feedback. The meaning of positive feedback means the input signal and the feedback signals are in phase, or here the signal will be added. So we will use a concept of positive feedback. The feedback means the part of output is fed back to the input. Next we will discuss some types of oscillators or classification of oscillators. The oscillators are classified based on the feedback circuit, based on the waveform, and based on the frequency of generation. It is classified into different types. The first classification is based on the operating principle. It is based on the waveform you are getting here. That is a negative resistance effect oscillators. And second type is the feedback oscillators. The negative resistance effect oscillators means we will get characteristics in that we will get a negative resistance region. So based on that, it is acting like an oscillators. And the feedback oscillators means we'll use a feedback. In the feedback, you'll use a different passive components. So that type of oscillator we'll call it as the feedback oscillators. And second type of classification is based on the type of output waveform. It is sinusoidal oscillators, so it produces a sinusoidal output. The second one is a non-sinusoidal oscillators, we'll call it as relaxation oscillators. The output will be in terms of square wave or triangular wave and all. The third type of classification is based on the frequency generation. That first one is the audio frequency oscillator, a generator frequency in the range of 20 Hz to 20 kHz. The second type is the radio frequency oscillator, generator frequency in terms of 20 kHz to 30 MHz. Then very high frequency oscillators, generator frequency in terms of 30 MHz to 300 MHz. Then ultra high frequency oscillators, generator frequency 300 MHz to 3 GHz. Then microwave oscillators, 300 MHz to 300 GHz. And the last one based on the circuit employed. So there are two types of oscillators are there. One is RC oscillator, the other one is LC oscillators. The RC oscillator means in the feedback we'll use the resistance and capacitance. The LC oscillator means in the feedback you'll use the inductor and capacitors. So here generally the RC oscillators are used to generate a frequency in the audio range. So this type of oscillator we'll call it the audio frequency oscillator. It will generate a frequency in terms of kilohertz from 3 kHz to around 20 kHz. The LC oscillator will generate a frequency more than 20 kilohertz, so we'll call it as RF oscillators. So these are the types of oscillators based on operating principle, based on the type of output waveform, based on frequency generation, then based on the circuit which is employed in the feedback. So next we'll discuss about the condition for oscillation. That condition we'll call it as the Barkhausen criteria for oscillation. This is the block representation of an oscillator which employs positive feedback. So here we'll use one amplifier circuit, and you're having one feedback network, and here you'll provide input, and this is output signal, and this part of the signal is given to the input. So this is acting like a feedback network. So in this block diagram, this is Vi, and this voltage we call it as a V0, and here this V0 is given to the feedback network. So this voltage will be Vf, and here the feedback network is having the factor, we'll call it as a beta. And this beta is given by Vf by V0. And similarly, the amplifier is having the gain, we'll call it as a gain as A. It is gain without feedback. Now, to obtain the oscillation, as I mentioned, there are two types of feedback. One is positive feedback, other one is negative feedback. And here we'll use a positive feedback concept. So here we'll use a positive feedback, that is the input voltage and the feedback voltage are both in phase. Now there are two conditions are there to obtain the oscillation. The one is the magnitude of the product of the open loop gain of the amplifier gain and feedback factor beta is unity. That is the magnitude of beta into E. It is product of amplifier gain the second condition is the total phase shift around the loop is 0 degree or 360 degree. So here the first condition means the magnitude of the product of open loop gain, that is A, and its feedback factor should be equal to 1. And second one is the phase shift around the loop. Around the loop means from input through this amplifier, then through this feedback network, again to the input. The phase shift around the loop should be a 0 degree or 360 degree. So generally in any oscillator circuit, this amplifier will provide suppose if I consider this is an inverting amplifier, it will provide a 180 degree phase shift, and the remaining 180 degree phase shift I would provide by using this feedback network. So if I'll add this 180 plus 180, so you'll get the phase shift around the loop is 360 degree. Suppose if I'll use a non-inverting amplifier, then it will maintain a 0 degree phase shift input and output, and the feedback network also should provide a 0 degree phase shift. So total phase shift around the loop should be 0 or 360 degree. So in terms of waveform it is mentioned here. So this is sine wave is given here, and the output is inverted. This inverted output is given to the feedback network, and I will provide a 180 degree phase shift again. So you'll get the output which is the inverted of this. So you'll get 180 degree phase shift in this input and output. And now you can observe here the input signal and the feedback signal both are in phase. It is fed back to the inverting amplifier. So therefore you can have here 180 degree phase shift and here also 180 degree phase shift. So phase shift is 360 degree in the circuit. So this condition is called as the Barkhausen criteria for oscillation. If it satisfies both the condition, then my circuit is acting like a oscillator. So we'll discuss about the types of oscillators. Here in your syllabus it mentioned RC phase shift oscillator and Wien bridge oscillators. So both are RC oscillators. And then that first one is RC phase shift oscillators. So this is a circuit diagram for RC phase shift oscillator. So here you can observe this is an amplifier. I used here one op-amp, and op-amp is connected in the inverting mode. And here this is the inverting terminal, this is a non-inverting terminal. So inverting terminal, I used one resistance and I used one feedback resistance RF. So this is acting like inverting amplifier. So here 180 degree phase shift is maintained from input to output. This is my feedback network, which uses, including this, it uses 3 RC elements and 3 capacitor elements. So the feedback network is also provides 180 degree phase shift. So this is about the circuit diagram for RC phase shift oscillator. Now figure shows an RC phase shift oscillator. The circuit consists of 3 RC stages as shown. And the oscillation occurs at the frequency for which the total phase shift to the 3 RC stages is 180 degree. So each RC stage should provide a 60 degree phase shift. And again the op-amp in inverting mode provides additional phase shift of 180 degree to meet the requirement for oscillation of 360 degree or 0 degree. So the phase shift around the loop is either 360 degree or 0 degree. So now we'll just check how this feedback network will provide a 180 degree phase shift. Then what is the equation for a frequency of oscillation? Then we'll find what is the condition for oscillations. We'll discuss about that. And here the feedback network consisting of 3 RC stages, it can be rewritten as, so 3 RC stages are connected, CR, CR and CR, 3 RC stages. And here for a feedback network, the input is your V0 and output is VF. So here for 3 equal RC stages, the feedback factor is given by V beta, it is equal to Vf by V0, and that is given by 1 by 29. So just note down the set of equations because detailed explanation is not required for how to obtain this beta. Then what is the equation for a frequency of oscillation? Just note down the equation, which is enough. So Barkerson criteria, you know that the magnitude of beta into A, that is feedback factor into the gain, should be greater than 1. This magnitude of A should be greater than 29 because here beta I will take it is 1 by 29, therefore magnitude of A is greater than 29. That is the voltage gain A of the amplifier must be greater than 29. So this is one condition. Next, the frequency of oscillation is given by, suppose I need to generate a frequency of 10 kilohertz. So to obtain the frequency of oscillation, this R and C will be properly selected. So therefore the frequency of oscillation is given by 1 by 2 pi RC into square root of 6. So this is the equation for frequency of oscillation. Then you know that the gain of an inverting amplifier of an op-amp is given by A is equal to minus RF by R, where RF is the feedback resistance and R is the input resistance here. And to start the oscillation, the magnitude of beta A should be greater than 1, that is magnitude of A should be greater than 29, and I will write magnitude of A, that is equal to RF by R, should be greater than 29. Then from this equation I can write RF should be greater than 29 into R. Now for sustained oscillation, magnitude of beta into A should be equal to 1. Therefore I write RF is equal to 29 into R. So these are all the design constraint. First I should know the equation for the frequency. The frequency will be given by 1 by 2 pi into RC square root of 6. And from this you have to select R and C. So R and C will be selected. Again, to obtain the feedback resistance and the R, you will use this equation, that is RF is equal to 29 into R. If this both the conditions are satisfied, then my circuit is acting like an oscillator. It will provide a 180 degree, 90 degree plus 180 degree, that is a 360 degree phase shift. And the second condition is A into beta should be equal to 1. So this is called as an RC oscillator because in the feedback network you are using R and C elements, and it will generate a frequency in terms of audio frequency. Second circuit I will discuss is Wien-Bridge oscillators. The Wien-Bridge oscillator is shown in the figure. So this is a circuit diagram for Wien-Bridge oscillator. And Wien-Bridge oscillator is also RC oscillator. And here the name Wien-Bridge is because of we will connect the circuit in terms of a bridge fashion. And then we'll balance the bridge. So based on that, we will obtain the equation for a frequency of oscillation. And in this, we'll use the amplifier is in a non-inverting mode, and the feedback network is also providing a 180 degree phase shift. I mean 0 degree phase shift here in this. And so total phase shift around the loop is here 0 degree. So here, so this is a circuit diagram for a Wien-Bridge oscillator, and I use the op-amp. Op-amp is a non-inverting mode here. So plus this is acting like input. This is your put voltage, and here it will provide a negative feedback. So negative feedback, and you can observe here this is acting like a feedback. So R3 is connected from the point B to A, and through this it is connected to output. So R3 is acting like a feedback resistance, and R4 is acting like a input resistance. So the gain will be decided by R3 and R4. And then other end you are having the one capacitance and one resistance is connected in a series. So this type of network we call as a lead network. And one more end you are having capacitance and the resistance is connected in parallel. So this is called as a lag network. So here there will be a 90 degree lag and lead will be there, 90 degree lead between the circuit, and here it is a lag. So overall it will compensate. So at this point we will get a 0 degree phase shift. So in the phasor diagram we know that the voltage across the capacitor and resistance, here there is it leads the current, whereas here it lags. So this is lead network, this is called as a lag network. The feedback network comprises of Wien-Bridge circuit. The op-amp is used in non-inverting mode, and oscillation occurs at the frequency for which the phase shift through the Wien-Bridge is 0. So phase shift in this feedback network should be 0 because the amplifier is in non-inverting mode. Now for a Wien-Bridge network, for balancing condition, I would consider R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R, and C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C. Then the feedback factor is given by, that is general equation is, you write it as beta is equal to Vf by V0, and here it is, we'll write in terms of 1 by 3. And the Bark-Rosen criteria is the magnitude of beta into A is greater than bar, that is magnitude of A is greater than 3 here, because beta will take it as 1 by 3, and if I substitute in this, I'll get magnitude of A is greater than 3. So this is one condition. That means the voltage gain A of the amplifier must be greater than 3. The next is must be greater than 3. The frequency of oscillation is given by, for Wien-Bridge oscillator, the frequency of oscillation is given by F0 is equal to 1 by 2 pi square root of R1 into R2 into C1 into C2. So when the bridge is balanced, and you will get a resonant frequency. That resonant frequency equation will be this 1 by 2 pi square root of R1 into R2 C1 into C2. And if I select R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R, and C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C, then frequency of oscillation is given by, it is F0 is given by 1 by 2 pi RC. is get cancelled, the square root get cancels, here R1 square into C1 square, so it can cancel, so you get 1 by 2 pi RC. So this is the frequency of oscillation for a Wien bridge oscillators. Next, the closed loop voltage gain of a non-inverting mode. You know that in op-amp, for a non-inverting amplifier, the gain is given by 1 plus RF by R1. So here RF I can consider as R3 and R1 is R4. So this will be 1 plus R3 by R4. So this is the gain of an non-inverting amplifier. Now to start the oscillation, the magnitude of beta into A should be greater than 1. That is magnitude of A should be greater than 3. And I will write magnitude of A is equal to 1 plus R3 by R4 greater than 3. So if I will rearrange this, go to the other side, so it will be 2. So R3 is greater than 2 into R4. Now for sustained oscillation, the magnitude of beta into A should be equal to 1. Therefore I will write R3 is equal to 2 into R4. So this is about the Wien bridge oscillator. Here the frequency of oscillation is given by 1 by 2 pi into RC. And to obtain a sustained oscillation, I have to consider the magnitude of A, that is the magnitude of a gain, should be greater than 3. By using that equation, I will obtain the resistance R3 and R4. So the relation between R3 and R4 will be given by R3 is equal to 2 times R4. So these are the two oscillators. One is RC phase shift oscillators and another one is Wien bridge oscillators. Now the difference between RC phase shift oscillator and Wien bridge oscillators. So RC phase shift oscillators you'll use an inverting amplifier, whereas in Wien bridge oscillators you're using a non-inverting amplifiers. And second difference is the phase shift around the loop is 360 degree in RC phase shift oscillators, whereas the phase shift around the loop in Wien bridge oscillator is 0 degree. And third condition is in the feedback network you are using 3 RC stages and each will provide a 60 degree phase shift, whereas in Wien bridge oscillators you are using a lead and lag network. So lead network will provide 90 degree phase shift and again lag network will lag which is 90 degree. So total phase shift is 0. Then the fourth difference is one is in a non-inverting mode, other one is in a inverting mode. So in RC phase shift oscillator you are using inverting mode and in bridge oscillator you are using in the non-inverting mode. Now the main application of this RC phase shift oscillator Wien bridge oscillators used in audio frequency oscillators. If I want to generate a frequency in terms of kilohertz, if I want a frequency of 1 kilohertz or 10 kilohertz and all, I will use either RC phase shift oscillator or Wien bridge oscillators. And as mentioned, the oscillator is one of the important circuit, electronic circuit used in a communication system to generate different signals of different frequencies like in kilohertz, megahertz and all. So this is about oscillators. So we have discussed about what is oscillator. The oscillator is an electronic circuit which produces an output without the application of any external input signal. And we discussed that it uses a positive feedback. Then we discussed classification of oscillators. So it depends upon the different conditions and all. And then discussed Warkhausen criteria. There are 2 conditions. One is the phase shift around the loop is 360 degree or 0 degree. And the second condition is the magnitude of product of gain and feedback term should be equal to 1. And as we discussed about 2 types of oscillators. One is RC phase shift oscillator, and the other one is Wien bridge oscillators.